Good morning, Language Arts families. I wanted to give you all a how-to video on the project that the kids brought home yesterday. That way, if they want to practice at home, they have the step-by-step. And also to give them some encouragement that even though I make it look easy, I do practice at home and I make mistakes and I try and try again until I get it right. So I want to encourage them that they can try and try again at home too until they get it just the way they like it. So yesterday we did 1 Thessalonians 5:18, part of it, which part of it says, "In all things give thanks." So I knew that I wanted to do some sort of little sketchy thing kind of like this. But I looked at this right up here and I decided, that looks too blah. And I didn't like my K coming down like this. So I decided, let me give it a try in some other ways. So I just started practicing some different lettering techniques in my little notebook. I don't even use fancy paper. I just use regular lined notebook paper and my Tombow markers. So these are my Tombow dual brush tip markers. They have a brush tip on this end and a fine point on the other end. And the kids know these. You can get them at Hobby Lobby or Michael's or Art Mart down near the Galleria. I don't even know where else. I just know you can get them at Walmart sometimes. And Amazon. So anyway, here on this page, you can see that I decided to, since my T has this little what I call a pirate hat looking wave to it, I decided I wanted the K to do that because on the previous page, you see my K did not have that. It just went a straight down stick. And I didn't like that as much. So I decided, let's see if I can have that match. So I like that. But then I pressed hard on the downstroke on the K here, and I thought that looked kind of chunky and funky. So I decided to try it a couple times with a fat loop here and a little loop there, and then kind of even it out here, and I decided I like this better. And then I decided to try it one more time with a fat downstroke, and I just didn't like that. So I think little k is one of those letters that it's okay if you don't press on the tip hard when you're doing a downstroke. So if you can imagine, I did a light stroke here, light on the tip of the brush tip, and when I came up, then I pressed hard coming down on the K, and I lifted up, and I just used the tip on this part. And even though I'm going down here, I didn't press down here, and I pressed down hard here on the S. So that gives you an idea of what I decided to go with. And this is the final version of the letters that I decided to go with, where it's got the fancy little G that comes around that way with the pirate hat little starter and the pirate hat starter there and the pirate hat starter there. I thought that kind of added some uniformity to it. Hang on, drop my lid. There we go. All right. So then I decided to start working on banners. And I liked that. I thought that was nice. But I imagined it on top of, one moment. I imagined it on top of this right here. And I didn't think that this shape was the right shape for on top there. So I practiced some other banners. I thought, well, what if we did a little wavy banner like that? I didn't like that. And I thought, what if we did, a really simple one that I thought the kids would find easier? And I thought, no, I don't like that either. And I thought, what else can I show the kids? I can show them that the banner is useful for doing a flag. So I hadn't gotten that part in class yet, but I will at some point. So then I thought, wonder if I can get the banner to go this way, and then back through, and how that gives me the right size pieces. And I still didn't like that either. So then I decided to go with an arched. You can see I used pencil on this, which I do encourage the kids. I decided to practice some different kinds of pumpkins that I thought the kids could do in class. They could do a simple one with some stripes on it, or circles and add circles, or make it even wider. So I tried a few different versions of it, and I decided to go with this right here. This is just all penciled and sketched out. In the final version, I decided not to do a mini swag down here, but this is where the memory verse is written. So now we're going to turn this piece into what the kids actually did in class. Oh yeah, I tried some other little swirly banner things just to practice banners, because it's fun to practice banners. This one has straight edges, and this one I tried to make with more natural flowy edges. So yeah, I just wanted to show that yeah, even I get frustrated with it. See how I marked this out, and I was like, ugh, that's not what I want. And over here on this page, I marked it all out. I was like, no, that's not what I want either. And I did that with the flag page, and I crossed it all out, and I was like, no, that didn't come up right, because I've got this funny line here, and it was supposed to come, it was supposed to be different. It's supposed to look more like this, and I didn't do it right. So I got frustrated with myself, went, no, 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 not right, and I did it better down here. So just wanted to encourage the kids that even the teacher makes mistakes, and we just move on and we keep practicing. And that even though I've been doing lettering for years, I still stop and I practice different techniques. Remember that K here and the K and the K here? That looks okay, but I think it looks better. I think it looks better this way, down here, this way. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So for this project, I'm going to use just my Tombow markers. I'm going to start out with the banner at the top. I'm going to do, let's see, we'll do this color. I'm going to use my fine tip. I'm going to make an arch, a low arch, nice and wide. It's not going to be perfect because I'm not perfect, and I'm also not using pencil. I'm going right into marker. I'm going to do the same thing, nice and slowly, so I keep it well, I mean, it's not a straight line, so it's not parallel, but you get the idea. So it looks like a road, a gently curving road. And I want this line to stop directly under the other one so I can make a straight line going down. And if they don't match up, then I just kind of finish it off, a little editing there. Bring this down, straight down, and my corners match like that. All right, from the middle of this line, I'm going to bring an arch down this way. From the middle of this line, I'm going to bring an arch down this way. Then put a V in here with another arch that goes under this one. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. V with an arch comes this way. Now I'm going to draw a straight line up and down here. See how this is straight? I'm going to do a straight line here. Oh, and I didn't do it perfectly, and that's okay. I can do this one straight up and down right there. It's okay if both sides don't match exactly. You'll see that it will still look just fine. I'm going to connect this corner with this corner now, and this corner with this corner, and that kind of gives it this whole ribbon bending flowy feel to it. Okay, this is the part where it's shadowed, so I'm going to add my little shadow marks by just drawing some lines. You can color it in entirely if you like, or you can leave it alone. Either way is fine. There, that kind of makes it look 3D-ish. I'm going to add some stitching in here so it really has an effect of a ribbon. Same across at the top here. You can do this fast or slow. Just because I'm going fast doesn't mean you have to. And this is the part where it's going to say, in all things. So I'm going to show you how we do that, and we do it so it's balanced out. What I was trying to show the kids yesterday in class is that it's important to think about how everything's going to fit together before you just go in and do it. So for this, in all things, it's 3 words, but the first 2 words are really small. The last word is a little bit longer, so I'm going to imagine that in all fits on this side and things fits on that side. So instead of starting here and just going in all things and possibly ending right here, I'm going to start in the middle and write things on this side. It seems wrong to start that way, but you'll see how it works out. So in all things, starting with things, I'm just going to use regular capital letters. T, H, I, N, G, S. There we go. Now I have room on this side to put in all, and I can kind of visualize it in my head. See, I've got a nice big space over there, so I'm going to leave a space over here where I put in. And I'm not going to put crosses across the top on that I because I did put crosses on this I. So now I've got in things with a similar space on each side, and I've got room right here for the word all. And in my head, all should take up about this much space. So I'm going to start my A right here. A, L, L. All right, now our banner is done, in all things. And it looks fairly well. Hang on, let me straighten it up with the camera. There we go. It looks fairly well balanced. It's not perfect, because you see how this kind of went with the flow of my hand over here. And when I came to draw this side, I wasn't pivoting my arm as well. I had to kind of wing it on this side. What I should have done is turned my paper and done this and done this. Then I would have had the flow of the pivot of my arm, but I didn't, which is why it didn't turn out perfect, but that's okay. Things don't have to be perfect to still look nice. All right, so now I'm going to close that end. I'm going to switch colors. I'm going to go straight over to my purple. And you can use whatever colors you have. You can keep it all in one color. You could do it all in black if you want, and then go in and color it later with crayons or something, whatever you want. So I like to use my fancy G, and that's got kind of that pirate hat look to it, that swoop. So I'm going to start right around here. Nice big G, just the tip of the marker, come up and around, and this is where I start pressing down. And my marker's noisy, and that's okay. So this is going to be a G, G. Press down for I. The thing with brush lettering is you don't just go all the way through like you do with cursive. Each stroke is its own starting and stopping point. So notice how I stopped with the I. Now to connect it, I'm going to make my V cross it by coming down, and then my V, I'm going to come up a little bit like this. I'm going to stop. Now the next letter is an E, and I'm going to force it to connect right there. E. And see how this has got that little pirate swoop? I end it with a little pirate swoop too, a little pirate hat swoop. I'm just going to press my marker down for the I. Okay, so that's give. The word thanks has two tall letters, a T and an H to begin with. Now if I'm not careful, I'm going to run into the tail of my G. For the kids, they might want to do their traditional capital G. That looks, hang on, let me get some scrap paper. You might want to do their traditional capital G more like this. Like that. And then they don't have any tail down here, and they can come right in with their T for thanks. They could do that, but I like a challenge, and I think that this kind of G is really pretty too. It's not quite. Let me straighten that up a little bit right there. All right, so we're going to put TH on this side, and then write A-N-K is going to be nice and tall up here with an S over here. So I'm going to start, I got to tilt it just a little bit. It's going to be a little bit crooked on your screen, but my arm needs to be a little bit more tilty for this. All right, so I'm going to put T right over here because my H is going to come in right there. So here we go. T, down, and then remember I stop. Now I'm going to put a little pirate hat swoop right here because I'm going to bring the cross of the T up into the H. Instead of going T-H, I'm going to go T-H this way. Here you go. Swoop, up, and down. T-H, and stop. I'm going to force my A to connect. I stop. Here's my N. Notice how I stop after each part of a stroke. Now, because I've got a pirate hat swoop and a pirate hat swoop, I'm going to do the same thing with my K. Pirate hat swoop. Come down. Remember, I liked the skinny part on this part of the K. So I'm going to do that again here. Come up into the S, and here I'm going to press down again. And end with a little pirate swoop there. Give thanks. That's a little crooked. That's okay. See, I should have drawn lines on my paper, make a line straight across, but it kind of went up. That's okay. All right, next is to draw the pumpkin. So I'm use my orange. Again, you can use whatever color you want. It is okay to have a blue pumpkin. If you want a blue pumpkin, do that. You can have a green pumpkin. You can have whatever color pumpkin you want. So I'm going to draw my pumpkin right underneath of this. I'm not great at drawing pumpkins, but I'm okay. So kind of a roundish rectangle. Then kind of a roundish rectangular piece on either side. And let's make it a little bit fatter there too. All right, I'm not even going to change colors here. Just going to do that. There we go. So there's my little pumpkin. Give thanks. In all things, give thanks. And for a little bit more embellishment, we're going to change back over to, yes, I think I want this color again. That way it's got this color at the top and the bottom. And I am going to draw, oh no, yes, this side. I'm going to draw an arch that comes up this way and an arch that comes up this way. Those are called swags, is what I explained to the kids. I'm going to do it upside down because the way my arm swoops, it swoops better this way. Here we go, swoop and swoop. There we go. There. Now, I'm going to show you something interesting that I didn't show the kids yesterday. Sometimes I like to take a little ceramic plate, and if I color on it like that, then I can run the tip of my marker into it, and it does this neat little effect. Watch what it does. I go like this, and that puts a little bit of ink on it, and then I'm going to do leaf, leaf, leaf. Oh, let me get some more on there. It's starting to fade. Get some more on there. There we go. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Do it this way. There we go. I'll bring it close to the camera so you can see the color variation in that. Hopefully it'll stay in focus. There. There you go. So I'm going to do the same to the other side. Just pressing the brush tip down. Nothing special about that, just making some little leaves. That one's a little wimpy. There's that. Almost done. And you might be wondering, doesn't this ruin my markers? Not at all. Even if it stains the tip, the stain, just like on your clothes, if you get a stain, the stain might stay there, but it's not going to keep, the colors are going to keep coming off. So here we go. So now I've got some of that stain on here. I'm just going to clean off my brush like that. And now there's no ink coming off. It's just orange now. So yeah, do that with any of your markers, and it's just fine. Doesn't hurt your markers at all. Okay, so next, now that we're done with all that, now I just have to put 1 Thessalonians 5:18 at the bottom. I'm going to go back to this color here, and just normal letters first. Thess. 5:18, and there we go. That's the piece that I had the kids do yesterday, and they seemed to really enjoy it because they got really quiet because they were concentrating really hard, and they did a really great job. Some of them got a little frustrated that didn't turn out great. Just remember, they can do it with pencil first and then go in with marker. But yeah, that's how you do this. Now, one other thing, this right here, I did do this with marker, but I wanted to show you something back in my little notebook here. Where'd my page go? Here we go. I did it with pencil here. Now if I were to go back in, do I even have pencil? No, I don't have pencil. All right, so I'll just use this little marker that I've got. So if I were to go back in and try to make this thick, if you don't have brush tip markers, that's okay. Then you just go back in and you make the down strokes that you want to thicken thicker. See that? And then you can go in and color that. do the parts that you want to thicken. T, H, A, N, K. I'm not going to thicken this part. And S. That's all there is to that. So even if you don't have the brush tip markers, that's okay. This is how you would get around that. This is called faux calligraphy because it doesn't start out as calligraphy. You have to go back in and make it calligraphy. And if you use a brush tip, it's called brush lettering or brush calligraphy. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the final product. And hope you guys are practicing and enjoying doing all things language artsy. All right, have a good day. Bye.